Hi friends, this is Ray, and this is a Demaree split that I did about 3 weeks ago. Today, let's inspect it. Before we get into today's video, I am way behind on giving a shout out to some of the people that have joined my YouTube channel. Subscribing is absolutely free. Joining gives you some special perks, including first look videos well before anybody else sees them publicly. So I just want to give a shout out to some of my new members by their YouTube name: Rick Jones M, Michael Litwinski, 1376, hope I said that name right, Gary Toring, 7573, Douglas Buzard, 3630, Renaissance Man 53, Bart Van Roo 0, the Wall Street Bee Company, thank you for joining, Timothy Cape 7256, Water Oak Forest Honey, welcome, glad that you joined the channel, Kevin Sullinger 7305, Stacy DT, Stacy Brown as well joined our channel. So thank you to everybody. Always give first priority to your questions and your comments, and I appreciate your support very much. Take care. God bless. Let's get into today's video on the Demaree split checkup after a few weeks. Now, if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know I've made several videos on Demaree splits. They're some of my most popular videos. And so this would be a good chance to go in and look at it. I did this about 3 weeks ago. Haven't been in it in probably 2 weeks now. I want to see how we're doing. But just to review, I'm going to have my queen excluder right here. So the queen was confined down here, a bunch of empty frames of comb down here, and one frame of brood. And then this was my old brood box. And then these were 2 honey supers that are used as spacers. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the aspects of the Demaree split here, but please refer back to my video that goes over the detail. Today, I just want to inspect it with you and let's see how it's doing. Hopefully it's doing great. We're not even to the nectar flow yet. That won't really start for another week. So this will really give us a good idea about where we're heading. One of the things about a Demaree split that's kind of aggravating is how tall they get. I don't usually inspect up here. I usually will take this box off. Okay, so that box is, I would say, let me just take a quick peek here. Yeah, they're backfilling this with nectar. Right now, all the brood has hatched out of this. And it's about, I would say about 1/3 filled with nectar right now. So this is kind of a chance for me to maybe make some adjustments because there's not a lot of nectar in here. I actually could take this and put it back down on the bottom and give the queen a whole bunch more space. I'm going to think about that as I go through this hive. I wouldn't mind not having a deep box for honey production later on in the year. And let's see how we're doing on this one. Okay, this one is definitely more full of honey. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, they're already capping this one off, both sides. And again, we haven't even started our nectar flow. This one is full of nectar. Some stuff is starting to come in here at the end of March. That one's pretty empty. Full of nectar. So there's no brood up here because the queen is down below. This one was my spacer box. They're still drawing out some of this comb, but it looks like some of it, this is full, this is completely full of nectar. So I'd say this box is about half full. So I've got 2 boxes that are filling up with nectar, and then my old brood box, which was on top, is not super full. Now, one of the things that one of the reasons I like to go in these every so often is all the old drone brood that was up top, they're all trapped. And I'm going to try to show you this here. You can see the drone bees are trapped up here on the top. So I'm just going to gently tap them down in the bottom, and so that they're no longer trapped. Now, when I'm inspecting, I do it like this. I take my honey super, stack them, put my queen excluder on top of them. That way I know exactly where the queen excluder goes. All right, so in this box, I'm hoping to find brood. Got a full sheet of brood here. full sheet of brood here. I've got eggs, larva, brood, full sheet of brood, looking really, really good. And this is newly drawn comb, and it's full of eggs. Full sheet of brood, both sides. So this whole frame is just full of brood. This is great. So this confirms that my queen is below the excluder where I want her to be, and she's filling up these boxes with brood. Let's take a look in the bottom box. I don't have my other camera, my chest cam on today, but you can see here they have, this box is completely full of bees. Let's see what's going on in here. Pollen. I'm going to set that aside just for room. Pollen and nectar. This is something you've got to watch out for because they can fill this up. During a good nectar flow, they will start to fill up any available space with nectar. You've got to make sure you leave them some room. This is a full frame of brood and another full frame of brood. And this is comb that they're actually still drawing out. It's not completely drawn. I can see I didn't actually wax that frame as properly as I should have. Okay, we've got some hatching brood here. And hatching brood. All right, this is beautiful. Brand new frame of comb, completely laid up, plenty of larvae in there. And on this side, just eggs and larvae here. So she is doing really a great job. Wouldn't mind finding her. Complete frame of brood. Oh my, and another complete frame of brood here. Hatching brood here. There she is right there. I'm recording in 4K, so maybe I'll be able to zoom in, but she's right here. All right, so that kind of gives me some latitude here on what I'm gonna do. I'll go ahead and clip her. I like to put the clip up against the box so that I know she's safe. So I talked about in my videos how you can repeat the Demaree split a couple of times if you want, and at some point you stop working for yourself, you start working against yourself because you're just going to create a big hive after the nectar flow. This is really my last chance to do that, and I definitely want to create some more space for her in the bottom box. So, given that I had so little nectar in that old brood box, which was on the top, what I'm going to do is take some frames of capped brood here from the bottom, not so much to do another Demaree split, but just to create some more room down here in the bottom for the queen. So I'm going to use the older brood, not the young larva. I'm going to use some of the brood that is hatching out to do this and just do a little bit of frame swapping. So let me get myself set up here. Move my honey supers out of the way. All right, now what I want to do is find a couple empty frames here. This one's empty. And just swap out and move some brood up the top. So this one is hatching. So I'll go ahead and move that one up. Put an empty one down here for her to lay. This one is, boy, this is one of my favorite sheets of brood I've seen all year. Because I know I just put this frame in here and they've already drawn it and it's capped. So I guess I'll go ahead and move that up. Now I'm going to put both of these in the middle for warmth. I'm not really expecting any more cold nights at this point in South Carolina, but just to be safe. Put another empty frame in here. I'm going to checkerboard the empty frame in between. All right, now I've given her 3 more frames to lay down here in the bottom. I will go ahead and put her back in. I like to watch her go in. Okay. All right, I hope I'm not confusing you, but basically I'm leaving my Demaree split as it was. I've got a box down here on the bottom, brood. I put some empty frames in here just to give her more room. This is also part of the brood box for her. So I'm going to put that on top here. And then my queen excluder. And then my 2 honey supers. And now my old brood box, the original one, and I've moved 2 frames of brood up here to the top just to give her a little bit more room in the bottom. So this is going great. Again, the nectar flow has not even begun yet, so feel really good about that. Now I will come back, since I did put some brood up here on the top, I will come back in 4 or 5 days and I will check this to make sure that there's no queen cells that they're creating up here. It's very possible they might have found a young larva or an egg up there that they will use to make queen cells. So that's just a look for the Demaree split, pre-nectar flow. But at this point, I've already got 2 boxes that are generally full of nectar. I could see this hive producing at least 2 more to 3 more supers of honey, which would be 4 supers. These are 8 frame supers. I forget what that weighs. I believe it might be around 45 or 50 pounds for an 8 frame super full of honey. Just wanted to give you a peek in, just to follow up. A lot of people say, what do I look for in the Demaree split when I'm done? One question that I got a lot, and I'll just go ahead and answer it now, is what do you do with the honey that is backfilled here in this old brood box? Because it's all built on old brood comb. And what I like to do is fill this up with honey and then feed this back to the bees. Either freeze it, save it for the winter, or during the summer dearth, save it for that. Just use the honey supers down here that have never had any brood in them for actual honey production. Use this one up here to feed back to the bees. That's my recommendation. Some people will still harvest honey out of that, especially if it's for your own use. It's completely up to you, but you will have some potential mite treatments, etc., that could possibly be in this brood nest, as well as cocoon pieces and different things or whatever. So anyway, just something to think about. But yeah, that's what I do with the honey that is backfilled in this old brood box, which was originally down on the bottom. If you have any questions about this, please put them in the comments. Thanks for following me. I appreciate everyone that's helped my channel to grow so much over the last year. Thanks for liking and subscribing. I'd ask you to do it, but here's the way I honestly feel about it. If it's of any value to you, you're gonna hit like and subscribe anyway. And if you're like me, if it's not valuable enough for you, you're probably just gonna pass it on by, which I respect. But I hope I can help you to be a blessing in your beekeeping journey. Take care, and I will catch you on the next video.